Hi, this is Tapcat. Welcome back to the Banner Saga. Alright, so we need to go to the docks. If I remember correctly, we have some dignitaries we need to schmooze. Let's see what we can do. So, a simple greeting, and a familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In our mind, we recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Ubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old. And if there is Wagner, comes with being old. And if there is Wagner, there must be Hakon. And Hakon says, must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old yaks? At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jorindor demands it. I'll take that over lingering death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arborang, in fact, and glad of it. So Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, their sails still fluttering. A golden wolf head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. And Wagner, a bit more diplomatic, the king's son, Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. And Ubin says, then you're going to Grofheim? I have the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but... let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. And Wagner asks, where is Mauger? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few... Others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Mauger. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. Something to look forward to. Some delightful chats with the Prince of Men, no doubt. So, at the end of the day, we are tired, and what we want is to go sleep. On the other hand, there is the chance to spend some time with these people who just came in via the ship, and we can visit either Hakon or the Prince. What the heck, for the sake of being a completionist, we'll do both. So, we greet him and he greets us. We find him in a mead house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. And Hakon waves us over. Went straight for a flagon. Wagner's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. But you already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? Well, when I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha, humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a Yoxfart, I might be desperate enough to make something of myself too. Or I might be desperate to make something of myself too, pardon me. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hekon lets slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Wagner's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. I misread that at first. I thought they were saying that any Varl could recount their own deeds, but I see. So Hekon is well known, and any Varl could tell you about all his, deeds of valor. I get it. So he says, down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Yep, soon enough. So we drink until the meat house becomes overbearing and then step out. All right, we'll go meet the charming one. Is this the right place? So we find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl who must be working for Luden. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Luden. Yes, you're with Wagner? I don't remember you. Well, not exactly. I've known Wagner a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim with my guards. So he looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react at all. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? How about I break your bones into small pieces and stuff you in a barrel? Just to introduce myself. You collect taxes for the Varl territories, a true pleasure. By the way, I love that royalty of all people has some sort of stick up his ass about collecting taxes, as if he could live his life without somebody collecting their taxes. Anyway, yes. An awkwardness hangs in the air like a thick fog. You take the opportunity to depart. Good. I didn't really want to read through more dialogue with him. He is a horse's ass. So if there were other things we could do, like go to the market or something, that would be in here. In a lot of villages, you can do different things like that, but we will go to the Great Hall. So, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we got some supplies. We got renown for doing what we did earlier. And it's time to go. So here's the guy, Mogger, that they talked about. Again, I'm sure I'm butchering that, and I do apologize, but, I don't know how to pronounce all these made-up names, and I'm no good at Scandinavian or Nordic pronunciations to begin with, so we follow him and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the down guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. And I think now we will be on the march. Yep. So this is a screen you see, fairly often throughout the game. This is when we're just moving between towns, and there's encounters that happen. Every time you hit a new day, you use up supplies. Your morale will also decline a little bit each day. Now, right now, we're doing great. Literally, we have great morale. But we're about to tick another day off. Okay, so we stop. And a gift, says Mogger, cracking open mead casks, from our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. So everybody has a good time. I'm not going to imbibe a whole lot, but I will toast to Wagner. Others join in. Of course, Luden is ill-tempered, but that's pretty much par for the course with him. And we're going to go easy on the drink. So we've nothing against a good drink, but if anyone's going to keep an eye on things, it may as well be me. and everybody else pretty much falls asleep. Now, we get up the next morning. Better wake up, you nudge Wagner. You're needed. I see. So, Luden is stalking in our direction. Wonderful. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. So, Wagner yawns. Luden gives him the stink eye. How long to Grafheim? We're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you him on a map. Maybe, eventually. There we go. So here's us. And here's Grafheim. So it's a pretty fair number of days. And of course we can drag it around. I'm not going to spoil anything specific, but we're actually going to have another group that we manage that will start around here. But right now, let's just do this. The location of your caravan. Yep, I got that. Okay. Can I, hang on a second. I just realized I have a PS4 controller plugged in because I was actually playing Dark Souls Remastered last night. So that's why it's giving me prompts like that for the controller. At any rate, Wagner says, we head north, then east past the forts. Grafheim's far from Strand. It's going to be a long march. Should have drank last night, Luden. Why not take the ships to Greimirstead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Greimirstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge, Prince. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Luden exhales through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Yeah, here's a pro tip. You know, if you don't know what the hell you're talking about, don't try to sound like you do know. But he's royalty, so I suppose that comes with the territory. At any rate, Ubin says, don't poke the anthill, Wagner. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off to. Luden's got a shorter wick than Hekon. And when they say that, they mean fuse. Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vetterfell, if we're lucky. All right, so camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button on the travel HUD. And while at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the hero's tent. And we can also rest. Resting improves your caravan's morale. I mentioned it'll drop a little every day you're traveling, so this is how you can get it back. But there is a downside because every day you rest, it does use up supplies, and it costs us renown, which is like the currency, to get it back. And I can tell you that renown can really be in short supply because you also use renown to level up your guys. Now, an interesting thing in here too is there is a training tent, and basically you can have mock battles. So you can even get experience and level up from training. But again, you have to have the renown to be able to finish leveling up. So let me go ahead and come in here so you can see the heroes screen. So we only have 4 heroes total right now. And actually, Gunnulf already has sufficient experience to level up. So do I want to do that? I probably do. I mean, he's only rank 1 right now, and in general, Getting your guys promoted is a very, very good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this so you can see for yourself how it works. Now, let me do this really quick. I'm going to unplug my controller because having these stupid messages is kind of annoying. All right, so hopefully that'll be the last one. But at any rate, we can increase his armor or his strength, his willpower. This is how many willpower he can use in an attack, and also his shield breaking. So let me do this because I can only use one of these right now, or excuse me, none right now. So I at least want one. And armor of 7 is so bad. Let me at least push that to 8. I would also like to get his shield break up. I mean, 2 still sucks, but you know, we'll work on him. Gunnulf is a very one-dimensional character when you get him, and you can only do so much to fix that. He's really strong, and you can make him even stronger. So if he hits somebody that doesn't have a lot of armor, he will just absolutely wreck them. But if they have like 18 armor, and there are dredge that have, you know, a lot of armor, then he's kind of useless because he can't break hardly any armor and he can't push damage through. So, but that's okay. That's why you have a team. And some guys like Mauger is good at breaking armor. Like, see, his max is 4. And he has abilities, at least one ability that's good. He also has better armor, but see, his strength is lower. All right. Well, I didn't come in here to go through every single character, but I wanted you to just see, and we don't have any items, but if we did, I could assign them to any of these guys. I think I mentioned this before too, but even if you get enough experience that somebody is ready to level up, you don't have to do it right away, and the new kills you get will still add experience. Like, you could get to a point where you could go to the hero's tent and just level them up. Boom, boom, boom. 2-3 times in a row, as long as you have sufficient renown to do it. I'm not going to go into the training tent because I don't really want to do a whole battle. Well, you know what? We will. These first couple of parts are going to be kind of slow. And the game in general, there's a lot of story stuff. So it isn't just combat. But we're going to inject a little combat here. Now, I want the guy that's more about being up front and breaking shields and absorbing damage to go first. Yeah, we'll use this order. So the way it goes is the order you have them here is the order they'll take their turns when we start combat. So let's go ahead. The nice thing is, no matter how beat up we get in here, or even if we lose, there is no ramification at all. All right, let me just get rid of that. So there's 2 archers and then 3 of these guys. So I want him pretty much where he's at, but maybe not exactly. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll put him here. I'm actually really tempted to send Gunnulf after like this archer. But what I'm concerned about is some of those guys coming over. We'll see what happens. At any rate, let's do this. We're going to step up, and I'm going to bring the pain on this guy. And by the way, it always will put the definition for your special ability down here. So if you want to know what those are, you can always read it. So we didn't get rid of a ton of his armor. I will definitely get better at that. One nice thing is that does allow me to retaliate. So, wait a second. How come his armor seems to be at full? Both of them do. I mean, I watched him break their armor. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know what? We're going to go all the way. I'm just going to use up all the willpower. All right. So we severely impacted her ability to hurt us, which was kind of the idea. Okay, his armor is lessened. That was really weird. Like, I couldn't figure out why I did that. So we're just going to kill this guy in one shot. All right. And they have an ability, like, when they stand next to each other, they get a better armor rating. Now, I think, yeah, I'm going to kill this dude right now. I believe if I do this, yeah, I'm going to hurt my own guy. So no Tempest. We'll just do this. I got a residual bit of damage on this guy, and she gets a free shot now. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and probably just break his armor as well. He's pretty good at that. So she tried to walk away. When I used Impale, that ability is good because when somebody takes a step, the turn after you use it on them, they take 1 point of damage for every step that they take. So, like, you know, when they only are left with 3 health and then they try to position themselves to attack somebody else, that's not really going to work out very well for them. So, because she's so badly hurt, this guy is definitely the bigger threat. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now, granted, maybe I should have gone the other way because I don't know if Gunnulf can get to her. Oh, yeah, he can. He can. So, bye-bye. So that was an easy fight. And we got Gunnulf another promotion. Jeez, that's crazy. He tends to get a lot of kills. Just out of curiosity, did anybody else get promoted? I didn't notice. No. All right, I'm going to leave this alone. I don't want to... Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Hekon got a promotion. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh. Click on the ability button. Oh, okay. Okay. Wait, do you level this up? Because it's funny. Well, let me do this. Let me promote him. No. So how can you tell which... All right. I'm not sure. I got to be honest. I thought this went up automatically. And there's no plus sign here, so I think I'm right. Okay, so Hekon. He can break 2 armor a turn. I would like to raise that to 3. I really find breaking armor is critical in some fights, particularly with the dredge. And while he's strong enough, I would rather have him deal damage. That's just not always possible. I am going to go ahead and give him a little better armor because he sucks. His armor sucks, I mean to say. So yeah, in general, I tend to put kind of a premium on having armor and breaking armor. Not that those are the only things I value. I probably will try to make him a little bit stronger. Probably strength and armor is where I would go for most of his remaining points. Okay, and I'm going to leave Gunnulf at 2 for now. I kind of want to, give myself some flexibility for a while. So let's do this before we spend any more time here. We don't need to rest. Our morale is still very good. And we've already trained. I think we've done everything we need to do, quite honestly. So let's go ahead and leave. Let's see what other trouble we can get into before the end of this installment.
Wedderfell. Even the name means bad weather, where frozen wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from Strand with nowhere else to go. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
Yeah, we probably won't. Now notice our morale is down to just good. I did think about resting for a couple of days just to boost our morale. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with morale being good instead of great, really, so... So the peasant says, "By Hatterborg, that's a lot of varl for some missing cattle." What? A couple of days back, sent word to Strand about the cattle. Didn't expect an army. He looks pleased with himself until it sinks in that you aren't here on his behalf. Where have your cattle gone? Wouldn't know. My boys seen men up the hills carrying them away. They carried cattle away? Yeah, okay. The peasant actually does say that. Don't know many men who can hoist a whole cow by himself. Scalfings out here, maybe? Could they have Varl working for them? Not from what the governor told me. I'm going to take a look around and get camp set up. The peasant spits, his eyes anxiously darting about as the caravan sets up tents. We'll be here no more than a day. There's silver for any food you've got. For hundreds of Varl? Are you serious? Well, whatever you're willing to sell. You thinking of squatting? Not enough room for a couple hunters here. Forget hundreds of... Shut up. Hear that? Where's Luden? It's faint. Sounds like fighting and something else. Hakon takes off at a run. Oh, the genius managed to find Dread. Clicking any tile will automatically make a path, but you can also set waypoints. Click once to set a waypoint. Now select the next waypoint. This is often useful when you need to avoid certain tiles. Alright. Spearman, and he is one, can attack diagonally and up to 2 tiles away. Click the top right banner to compare your stats with the enemies. That's this. That is actually a nice feature. And now click the enemy to target. So this is kind of what I was talking about. Some of these guys have crazy good armor and strength. We're not going to do any damage to them, so... Oh, they're going to make me do this. Well, whatever. Oh, I can't even do the willpower. Alright, yeah. You knew that was going to be a useless attack. We only had a 50% chance of doing even 1 damage. So, of course, deflected attacks do no damage. And from here on out, you will fail catastrophically if you don't break armor. Yeah, breaking armor is a big deal. Now, that guy had no problem whatsoever getting through Luden's armor. Because he's not a wuss, basically. Okay, let me think about this for a second. I will line up here. And... yeah, I gotta just smash through his armor as much as I possibly can. He can only get to this guy. I sure wish I could have used him first. That's semi-annoying, but... Okay, so I can either break 2 armor or do 6 damage. And I gotta tell you, as much as I wouldn't mind breaking some more armor, no. I gotta do some damage while I can. Because otherwise, we're gonna get wrecked pretty hard here. Alright, I'm going to let them take on this guy, and they're even going to have more company in a second. I'm going to keep this dude off of their backs. Poor Gunnulf is getting beat up hard. Alright, I'm going to keep wrecking his armor, especially now that his strength is getting hurt so badly. Swell. Okay, so I'm gonna keep laying waste to this guy, I think. I mean, he's a lot less of a threat now than he was. Like, either of the 2 little guys, technically, are more dangerous now. Stop it. Alright, so I'm really tempted to do this. In fact, I am going to. I should have checked. By the way, if there was a chance to use a willpower there and I missed it, then that was very foolish. Wow, I can't kill him? Really? Hold on. I gotta... Wait. Am I targeting the wrong guy? So basically, I'm kind of sacrificing Gunnulf here. And my goal at this point is simply to fix it where the other guys can take these dudes out. That's why I started focusing more on breaking armor. Yeah, so this horn's kind of interesting. When you get a kill, one of these little stars will light up, and it's essentially saved willpower. So, these shots are massive overkill. But whatever. My thing right now is we're going to weaken this guy. So now there is no one left on the field who's, you know, genuinely strong. And this guy's armor has been weakened enough, thanks to Gunnulf, that we just make him easy pickings. Now, I didn't use the horn. We didn't need it, but that's okay. So now, this is one of the consequences. When you get knocked out, pretty much every time that happens, you are injured. And you need to rest in a camp to get better. Or if you spend enough days traveling, you, I think, will recover, but it definitely takes longer. All right, so Hakon says, you trying to get yourself killed, Luden? What are you doing? I was trying to get a shot in between the plates. You never seen a dredge before, boy? What kind of idiot? Break their armor first. And Ubin asked the key question, where did they come from? And Luden says, we didn't even see them. They were just there. Hakon goes to where Wagner lies face down. The future Varl king lies motionless, aside from a spreading pool of blood. So I guess he and Luden were together when the dredge attacked? Wagner's dead. That's not good. But that is the end of chapter 1. Now, I mentioned there's another group that we are going to be controlling. And as I said, it was right around this town. And this is Rook, the leader of that group. All right, that's going to do it for now. We'll pick this up when we come back. Thanks for watching. I hope we see you next time.